There's three versions of yourself that exist. One is how strangers see you, the second is how friends and family see you, and the third one is how you see yourself. That third version is probably the one most foreign to you, even though you're with yourself all the time. And it's because most people will never acknowledge their dark side. And I'm not talking about physically getting darker. I mean, I know how to rock a good tan. But I'm talking about the dark side that lives in here. You know that version of yourself that keeps you up at night? The drug addict, the sex addict, the narcissistic, the obese, the gambler version of yourself? Most people don't want to look at themselves in the mirror and acknowledge this because it's uncomfortable. They'd rather just feel good, not think about it too much. But speaking from one degenerate scumbag to another, the only way to actually liberate yourself is to face them. You have to face your dark side. This video is gonna be like the last scene in 8 Mile when Eminem's like roasting himself, so nobody has dirt on me. When I was in high school, I was going to Canada's Wonderland with my friends, and I have this huge pet peeve of people being on their phones when they're out with people. On the way there, I'm texting this shorty the entire time. I was being the biggest hypocrite. I'm like the dude who says, "Weed is good for you, man. It keeps me productive." And then I just sit there brain dead on my couch all day accomplishing nothing. So I'm texting this girl, and my friends get pissed because I'm not actually present with them. So they take my phone. I get all mad, I get all extra, I get off the bus, and then I realize my bus pass was in my phone case. So I wait for the next bus and beg the driver to let me on. He does, and then when we get to the transfer location, my friends are there waiting for me. I'm already mad because I'm trying to chase ass, my friends are pissing me off, and third, I look like a brokey getting on the bus with no transfer. My friends want me to stay, and I said, the only way for me to stay is if you guys all get down on your knees and beg me to stay. These guys get on their hands and knees in like the slave position and beg me to stay. They do this at a public bus stop in front of strangers. Narcissistic? Yes. Disrespecting my close friends? Also yes. Degenerate scumbag? You got the jackpot, baby. The reason I want to tell you the story is because I'm going to highlight one of the dark sides I've been dealing with ages, which is anger. Even though the situation happened years ago and I've apologized profusely for it, there's still an angry part of me that lives in my subconscious. I had a podcast with my friend Faraz where we talked about how to face your dark side.
You have your conscious mind and then your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is kind of like where your dark side lives.
Okay.
Where all your insecurities are,
yeah.
all your past childhood traumas, everything that you don't want to face about yourself, like guilt over something, anger issue, resentment, grudges, it's all there.
I'm generally a happy-go-lucky guy, but there are still certain instances where anger takes control of me. I have huge anger outbursts and it makes me an asshole. When that Wonderland situation happened, you can point the finger at multiple parts of my life. The fact that I'm having foster care agents come to my school asking me the state of my family and me straight up lying to them. I'm trying to chase some ass and I'm not getting any. I'm working at McDonald's, clocking off on my shift with a face full of grease. But in reality, you can't put the blame on life. I've come to realize that everything in my life is my responsibility, whether good or bad. I'm not responsible for what happens to me, but I'm 100% responsible for how I deal with situations.
And then we think why we're so fucked up is because your dark side is like fully loaded. You have never like seen that side of you and never like released it. So you getting over and healing something is like you thinking about your ex or whatever, you seeing them with someone else and you feel nothing. It's because you moved past it. But most people can't do that because they have unresolved issues and they get triggered. So you want to trigger yourself in order to release it, and then there's nothing to be triggered from because you have released all that energy out.
This year, I've had not only one, not two, but 3 romantic relationships that I've fumbled the bag with. One shorty straight up had a boyfriend, so no dice there. The second shorty, I waited until she went back to Australia to tell her how I felt. I know your boy has game. And the third didn't want to do long distance. I feel like Alex in the Naked Brothers band right now, Does anyone know this reference? I'm not angry at any of these women. I think a woman's privilege is the ability to be picky. But going back to the whole responsibility thing, it's not their fault. It's your fault. What could you have done differently? Maybe, don't be a pussy. Just tell her how you feel. How could you be a better man to have women chase you versus you chasing them? How about you stop pretending that you're into zodiac signs to get into their pants? The closest form of anger I've got with any of these women is meeting one of their boyfriends. It's not even anger, it's more of like a bitter sting. Tell me you wouldn't be bitter meeting the dude who got the girl you were chasing after. I knew it was a waste of time reading those daily horoscopes. Oh my god, the moon is in retrograde right now, so that means our star signs are aligning and we should In reality, this girl was my friend. I should be happy for her, but I'm not. And that's because there's still a sense of anger that lives within my dark side. The only way is to let go and realize it's okay. Like, you're going to be okay.
I think my deep fear was this girl left me. One, I will never be accepted in society. Like, this is so ridiculous because it goes really deep and it has nothing to do with what's going on up here. You feel trigger of like fear from a breakup, but then when you go deeper and deeper, it's always like some completely different thing that's like you're subconsciously attached to this thing. That just your subconscious comes up with like weird meanings. So for me, it's like I'll never be accepted because for me to be with this girl meant acceptance to society. Now I'm like lonely. I'm by myself. I'm not accepted. I'm not good enough. So I had to accept that's okay. I had to go and accept like if I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life, that's fine.
The biggest form of anger that I have in my life right now is through my career. I'm the biggest hypocrite because I'm the one saying, we stick it to the man. As I clock in my 9 to 5 Monday morning, I'm angry at the fact that I lost thousands of dollars trying to open my own business. I'm angry that I'm not making the amount of money I want to make per month. I'm angry that my side hustle is literally making $0 a month right now. I'm angry at the fact that I'm not good enough. I'm using all of this anger to fuel my motivation and become the best version of myself. Someone who's working for themselves. Someone who's making 10K per month. Someone who is living life on their own terms. This hustle to make money is fueled by rage. And I'm starting to realize that that's not the best way to operate.
If something happens and you get super angry, yes, use it, but don't rely on it. You want to move up. And as you move up, the motivation changes from this like dark, desperate energy to like inspiration.
Okay.
And that's the ultimate motivator. It's like you're inspired to do something. Like
through facing my dark side, I realized there are still parts of me that need to be healed. And the only way to resolve this is by dealing with it head on. To face the Joe that is filled with rage and remind myself that I'm not a loser. It's okay I didn't get the girls I want. It's okay I'm not working for myself yet. I'm okay as the person I am. I don't have to be operating from a mode of anger. I can take responsibility for my own life and operate from a mode of inspiration. So I can finally stop being a degenerate scumbag. Stay on Average Fools.
anger is great. Anger is awesome. I think you can use it for a lot of good things, but staying in that anger state all the time is not good.
Yeah.
You have to find forgiveness.